Yeah. तो अभी हम जा रहे हैं सी लाइव शो देखने, है ना माया मानी? और हम लेट हो गए हैं। Come on, let's go.
One of our shows in the rain yesterday. This isn't a typical show, this is more just training sessions. So the Sea Lions will be doing lots and lots of different things. They might be working on new behaviours, they might be working on things that they're not quite getting right in shows. But whatever Amy is doing with our Sea Lions, I will try and explain, no matter how ridiculous it looks. Now what Bounty's doing right now is waving hello to you all. He's a very friendly creature. So Bounty here is our youngest sea lion. He's actually named after the chocolate bar. If you're curious, he's got a brother called Aero as well. So Bounty here is 13 and he is originally from Belfast Zoo over in Ireland. Now Bounty is really, really fun to train. He has lots of energy. I imagine just like many of your children on Christmas Day, you were hopped up with sugar, all the energy needs to go somewhere. And this is what we use training for. So Bounty could train all day long, and we train them sort of 3-4 times a day. We do it in nice small sessions. It's a little bit like going to the gym. You couldn't do it continuously, that would be too much. But we sort of do 5-10 minute training sessions with each of our sea lions. Now when we are doing our training, lots of different things are happening. One of the really important things is Bounty is having to focus and he's having to use his really big brain as well. So we're asking him for lots of different behaviours, as you will see with Amy. And what we're using to do that is actually something called cues. So we're using our hands and our bodies to speak to the sea lions and asking them to join in with all of the behaviours. So you saw there that Amy clapped her hands above her head, and that is the cue to get Bounty to jump off the end of the tower. Now that behaviour can be made a little bit harder because what Amy has been working on is getting Bounty to do 2 versions of it. She wants one where he just goes straight up the tower and jumps off, doesn't have to wait at all, and then she wants another one where he does wait at the end. Now Bounty's just done both of them really, really well, so he's getting lots of treats for doing that. When we first started trying to train this with Bounty, he got really, really confused. This does happen because it's a completely new concept. People don't understand things straight away, and neither do sea lions. So we just had to do lots of repetition and working on it that way. But the cues to ask for those behaviours are different, and Bounty has learned the subtle differences, so this is what will get his brain working. It's a little bit like problem solving, and that is the part of his brain that we want to be stimulated as he does his working out and all of his training as well. Now Bounty is a really good sea lion when it comes to training, but what can happen occasionally is Bounty does something called spiralling. He doesn't like to get things wrong, and when he does get a few things wrong in a row, he tends to... Now this sea lion who has joined us up on the stage is called Callum. Callum is the oldest sea lion that we have here at the park, and he is 16 years old. Now Callum is working on lots of different things as well. They're always learning new behaviours, and this is going to look really, really simple. But Amy has been working on that behaviour with Callum since I started, which was about 4.5 years ago, so a very, very long time. Now what she wants Callum to do is walk like a sea lion, And he is a sea lion, but because our stage is made of fiberglass and it is a little bit slippy, the sea lions get lazy and they just slide their back flippers along the ground just like that. So we do have to train them to walk like they should normally, and you'll see that they'll rotate those back flippers underneath them. So that's something that Callum's got a lot better at. We just train that using the target stick that you can see in Amy's hand. That's how we can lead all of the sea lions around, because they are trained to touch it to the end of their nose, and they'll also touch flippers to it as well. So that is a great tool to do lots of our training. And we do need things like that, because when we first start training our behaviours, we have an end goal in sight, but you can't sit down and explain to the sea lions what you want them to do. If they don't speak any English, they won't understand us. So we literally have to move them sort of a centimetre at a time. So it is quite difficult. Imagine that you're trying to teach someone the Macarena, but you can't speak to them at all. You've just got to lead them around with your hands and hope that they understand. It's exactly the same concept. So even getting the sea lions to do things like spinning around just there, we have the target on their nose and we're just moving